We got sweeping the test on
Don't need nothing else. You weak as fuck. It's quick.
We know what's going on. We back here in the building. You know what I mean?
Sweep City.
Come on,
Sweepling
sweepsters,
Nets.
sweep stars,
Sweepling Nets. No.
Sweepling Nets,
Sweepling's finest. Sweepling Irvin.
4-0, 4-0. We hoes, we gotta go home. We gotta go. Oh, yo guys, welcome back to another episode of Take It to the Rim podcast with myself, Rods, aka Sweepers, aka Sweepling Nets, aka Sweepstar.
Can I ask something? Hey Siri. What was the score between the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics?
The Nets lost the conference quarterfinals, 4-0 against the Celtics. They lost the last game 116-112 last Tuesday.
Oh, that is a howler.
I'm in severe pain.
I'm crying, I'm screaming, I'm bleeding.
I can't turn this neck anymore.
Wow, even Siri got onto you.
We've got two of the worst guys ever.
Yeah.
Building.
LA, stand up.
You've been watching us.
Still
lit.
LA, stand up.
Stand up, baby.
They've been watching from the outside, and I'm joining in.
I told you, Cancun's lit, bro.
Hey, let's go, guys. Cancun on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Aye, it's lit.
We got LA Jules and Clipper Cam in the building. We all out here. We're not even recording this from our original location. We recorded in Cancun.
We on holiday.
We on holiday. So that man got sent back early and that I might have to support the Shanghai Sharks.
This guy keeps saying this. And I asked him who's Shanghai Sharks best player. Guess what you tell me?
Okay. So, raw in it.
Raw.
I'm gonna let you guys go because I was very upset on the phone to Julian.
He was in his feelings.
I have a voice note. If
of mine.
Yeah,
of me.
Yeah.
All of this.
I'm gonna play.
Where's this energy for the rest of all the other episodes? What's going on?
Nah,
Why has
bro.
everyone got receipts now?
Nah, bro, because it was
Everyone's pulling out receipts now.
Rods, when I tell you, first of all, shout out to the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
That's how I'm gonna start it.
Yeah, we got
Shout out to the Boston Celtics for, playing their asses off, showing that they're a legit team in this league.
So, well, you're not gonna grill me, yeah? Can I put on my attire then?
What you got? Little barbecue, little chef's hat thing.
He's got a clown. No.
Nah. Jules, snap this up, please.
Yo.
Jules, snap this up, please.
Oh, what you got to say, Rods?
Nah, Rods is rattled. For those who cannot see,
Yeah,
Rodney is wearing a clown mask
he is.
in the studio.
Mm.
In the studio today, fresh hot off the presses. This is the voice note that Rodney sent into our group chat. Let me make sure the volume's turned
You
up.
actually have to keep that on.
Nah, I had to. This guy was hang on.
How is this possible? I woke up, I thought I was dreaming, but it's real. How do you get sober like that? What's going on? I couldn't sleep properly, man. Flipping
Listen.
Yo.
The Brooklyn Nets, the Brooklyn Sweat, the Brooklyn Wet. It's sad out here, bro. It's sad out here. Again, shout out to Boston, but really the headline is the fact that Brooklyn not only fumbled the bag, they fumbled the bag, and the bag rolled under a bus, and the bus ran over the bag.
And it blew it away. Then someone swept it.
Exactly,
And it
bro.
still kept...
Exactly, and then the bag got caught into an aeroplane fighter jet, the engine, and then the plane came down and crashed, and the bag was dead. The bag was done. I've never ever in my life, and listen, I'll give you guys a little bit of credit for the fact that every single game was close. But I'll say it again. I still think Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer the NBA has ever seen. But that was a shocking series, bro. A shocking series. That I don't know if I can say it was a choke job. It wasn't good. At least KD showed up in Game 4. Kyrie was nowhere to be seen.
Listen,
at all.
Kyrie.
I can't take
I can't take you seriously with the master.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Listen. Nah. We've seen this before. People don't even know that we've seen this before, bruv. Yeah? Listen. Game 1, he goes off.
No, I can't take this
Game
seriously.
1, does his thing. Then he disappears in the next 3 games. Where have we seen this before?
You tell me.
Celtics, when he was there, yeah, against the Bucks. Game 1, gave the Bucks work. They all got hired, gave them work.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Next 4 games, disappeared.
I feel like if you had a single game where KD and Kyrie both showed up, you would have won.
Yes.
A single game, but you didn't have that. It was Kyrie in Game 1. It was no one in Game 2 and 3. If we're being honest, KD was shooting tour dates. Kyrie wasn't even taking a lot of shots.
Listen, KD and Kyrie were shooting tour dates in Game 2 and was up 17. Come on.
The bag fumblers, bro. Like straight Steve Nash. Wow.
Please.
Wow. That might not even be a clown mask. That might be a Steve Nash mask, bro. Because I've never like that. That's one of the worst coaching performances I've seen. Word to Doc Rivers. I just don't. I genuinely don't understand how a team that had the one they were favourites to win the league. They were favourites to win a title this year. Granted, you lost James Harden, but bro, to have KD and Kyrie and still get bounced like that, and it highlights more of the problem is that when you guys traded for James Harden, you traded away your actual team.
Yes.
Karis LeVert gone, Jarrett Allen gone. Dinwiddie eventually gone. You know what I'm saying? And now you're relying on brothers like Bruce Brown to put up numbers. Seth Curry was all right at times, but even then he showed that he's not a third option type player. You need something a little bit better. Seth is a great role player, he's a great shooter, and at times when Seth Curry gets hot, he looks like his brother. He does, but he's not.
You know what? Yeah. Listen, so 100%. When we first traded for James Harden, we traded away the chip because we.
You didn't know that though. You weren't saying that.
Do you know what?
You weren't saying
He
that.
wasn't. No, but we were saying it. Should I tell a lie? We were all saying it on the pod.
Yes.
But I had to convince this guy.
Yeah, they had to. I said.
You had to convince him.
So let's get that right, okay?
But you took convincing.
I never agreed. Yeah, I had to be convinced, and I got convinced. I had to convince. It's my team. If I don't convince, what am I doing? I can't be here half-assed on the Nets. So, but I was like, no. Why did we do that? Because we had a solid team. We was dangerous where we had the 2 scorers. We had Dinwiddie, who was our playmaker as well, and he was fine. He was great at being the point guard role, and then Kyrie obviously was just being the offensive weapon he is. KD was doing the same, and we had great defense because even if when we was playing Jarrett Allen as well, Jarrett Allen, KD, like we knew there was gonna be hustle, there was grit, there was grind. Traded it away for James Harden, and it's like our team just got gutted. I was pissed. As the season went on, we were still playing well. We were still doing all right. And things were going well. But then what happens? Injuries happen. But what happens when you have injuries? Other people have to step up. We had no one. We didn't have no one.
You're asking guys right at the end of the bench.
Just like how Luka was out for a few games. Who stepped up? Bronson.
Yeah, but the problem I had a lot with you guys, and we discussed it in last week's pod, is it's the fact that literally like you could see the patterns that were going on after 2 games.
Yeah.
And your coach was so poorly executing the plays. He didn't execute any. He didn't do anything different. So it's like, imagine like if you're getting, shout out Dillian White, getting hit with an upper jab all the time. uppercut, all the time. And all you're ever doing is going to a fight and you're still getting hit by the same punch. And you've been hit 4 times in a row, Dillian White. And so that's literally what you were doing. But the difference between Dillian White and this, it was couple days. Do you know what I mean?
There was time to plan. You weren't.
Like,
It wasn't in between rounds. You had days to plan.
Yes.
I don't actually understand how, like you spoke about inserting Blake Griffin and the difference he made. I just don't understand what he was doing.
Listen, Seth Curry had to help Steve Nash coach. He had to say, I'm on 3 fouls, take me out. You need to put in Blake. How the fuck is that happening?
Word.
What is going on?
And you know what, Rods? I'll give you credit because you did say it doesn't make sense why Blake is not playing.
From the jump.
It does not
From
make
the
sense
jump.
why Blake is not playing. The second, Blake played how many
8
minutes
minutes.
in
game
3?
He played 8 minutes and he done what we needed defensively.
Yeah.
Was playing great defense on Jaylen Brown, great defense on Jason Tatum. He was hustling, grinding,
Getting rebounds. That's one of the biggest things
boxing
as
out.
well.
He was stopping that. And like I was saying to Jules earlier, what he done something right. It was just one shot that he made, but I liked the way he done it. Where KD had the ball. We all know one of KD's issues this series that he was over dribbling and lost his handle. KD passed Blake the ball top of the key 3-point line, and he was waving for the ball back. Blake said, "No, F that. I'm taking the shot." Vroom, great. Because if that ball went back to KD, probably would have been either a dead possession or he had to take a tough shot because there was a double team waiting on the left side because he was going to dribble left. He wasn't going to go right. He was going to dribble left, or he was going to ask Blake to give him a screen, go right, boom, double team or trap. Dead possession again. But Blake, boom, made his shots. He was effective. And that's why I was screaming from the start, because it's not like Blake last season in the playoffs, he was terrible. He was good. He's got experience. He knows all the dirty stuff that has to do.
Blake has played a lot of playoff games for the Clippers. He's
played against he's gone the Warriors. How many times has he faced the Warriors where the way they play, how much you have to move, all these things.
I think one of the biggest things is that your bigs were just not switched on, bro.
They were not.
First of all, you would have won the game if Claxton. How many free throws did Claxton went?
0 for 10 on free throws, 10 for 10 with COVID. That's what he done.
He wasn't 0 for 10 for the whole game. He started 0 for 10.
Bro, either way, you start 0 for 10. That's terrible.
I feel like he was 4 for 20, but I think that's extreme to say he was 4 for 20.
He was terrible.
Man was
terrible. And the thing is,
man was bunning in Hyde Park 420.
Drummond
living his best life, bro.
Drummond wasn't switched on at all. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what is Drummond known for? Rebounds.
Yeah. And slightly defense, but yeah, definitely rebounds.
Yeah, at least bring some sort of defense energy and rebounds. I barely saw that.
Al Horford was working every single big man you have.
How does that make sense?
And he's an old man.
Yeah,
bro.
and Claxton is one of the ones where defensively he'll put in effort and he'll contest and such. Being a small body is always he has to obviously use,
he's got athleticism on the side though.
So
he's got athleticism.
Exactly. So cool, but then he's being overworked as well because Drummond sucks. Okay, cool. Drummond sucks. Claxton's being overworked. You have another big there, and I'm not even gonna take this rubbish about there's conditioning or something with the reason with LaMarcus Aldridge. No, he was available. He was ready. He could play. Drummond wasn't. He was checked out. You're overplaying Claxton now. You're running him down to the ground, moving like a Tom Thibodeau, moving mad. You have LaMarcus Aldridge there, who has experience, and it's not like he's going against a young, amazing big like Jokic or Embiid. He's against Horford, who that's kind of like a peer thing. So why don't you insert him in? Why don't you try different lineups? Okay, you know what? Let me try and shock them now and put LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, KD, Kyrie, and Bruce Brown. Let's see what happens there. Yeah. Bruce Brown loves to do the pick and roll. Let's try the pick and roll with Blake, who's going to attack the basket and has high IQ to then kick out and pass, and he can do that. Let me try to pick and pop with Aldridge because they know that I'm going to attack the basket as Bruce. Okay, let me pick and pop, boom, Aldridge. Aldridge is known for making these mid-range shots, especially these tough mid-range shots as well. You could run offense even through him if you'd want to, because then he could not. You really think LaMarcus Aldridge is not going to give any type of work to Horford? Let's stop that, especially with the double teams happening, everything. Like, why don't you try run that where you know at least you're going to get energy from KD and Blake. And then where I saw that the Nets completely said, yeah, we accept the sweep, is I don't know if there was a turnover or what, or they missed a shot. Blake ran, contested Marcus Smart layup.
It was right at the end of the game. KD missed the free throw. Yeah. They pushed the ball.
And then they pushed the ball. Blake didn't give up. He went there, boom, contested.
No one
ran back. And then Horford.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Horford is outrunning because everyone else was guards?
Yeah.
Horford is outrunning all of you lot. Not two of you could have come back and then boxed out Horford at least.
That's effort though,
because you box out Horford at least. Any type of aggression, maybe if you're lucky, you get over the back, or he doesn't get it, and that's
1 point game.
Because it was a one. I think it was a 2 point game. I think.
So KD,
3 point,
no. So KD missed a free throw, which would have made it a 1 point game.
Yeah,
it was a 2 point game. Marcus Smart comes down, goes up for the shot. Blake contests. Horford rebounds it, puts it back basically, and 4 point game from there. Pissed. And that's game done.
And that's it. And yes, okay, KD first of all should have made both free throws at least.
100%.
Because then, you know what I mean.
I would have bet my house that he would have made that second free throw.
That's the thing. I honestly
unless the plan was to crash the boards and score, but it wouldn't make sense to do that.
But that's why I said I was just this made no sense. Nash, all you done was give the ball to KD and Bishop. But this ain't 2K. You can't get a green release all the time, bro. You've got to move the ball around, change things. You are. I know he doesn't have coaching experience with that, but you are a point guard. You know how you have to control the team on the floor. You're the coach on the floor. Are you telling me in all the experience that you have, you don't think you can then make different moves and run different rotations? Because he said he didn't play these guys because he felt like he's going to lose out with Drummond or Clark, so he felt like he's going well right now inserting Blake and Aldridge is going to be. And then Blake comes in and he's working hard. And you saw in 8 minutes, you saw in 8 minutes he worked hard. You must be thinking, I'm a dickhead because look what's happening.
I would love to have a conversation with Steve Nash where I understand what offense the Nets run, first of all.
No offense.
I want to know what pre-planning you did prior to this series.
He was on TikTok dancing. He didn't make no plan. He didn't make no plan.
No, but I understand, how ready were the Celtics for the Nets?
They was.
The way they were moving, they've been watching and reading net scouting reports for the past month.
100%. Do you know what? That's fine because do you know what? The Nets weren't. I don't think that the Nets were playing great, and I think the Nets were ready for KD and not necessarily the Nets.
The Celtics were ready for the KD.
The Celtics were ready for KD. That's what it was.
It's the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, and I hear that, but then what I don't see. Listen, game one happens. You see what's happening with Kyrie. Kyrie have a bone to pick with him as well because he disappeared those 3 games. But you see what was happening with Kyrie. There was playing great defense on KD. Kyrie was, okay, cool. We saw how they played. I'm thinking, okay, I've seen how they played in game one, how physical they're playing. I'm going to run things through Kyrie because I know what's going to happen if I run through KD. They're probably going to do the same thing. I'm not even going to give it a chance. I'm going to try and shock them and go through Kyrie to go the same way that's going on. Because when Kyrie's aggressive, even in game when Kyrie's being aggressive, KD actually managed to get a few open shots, moving the ball.
It does have to be said that both of them were very shaky on ball. Like KD and Kat, I've never seen.
Never.
I've said before as well. Like in terms of skill, they both got it, but I've never seen Kyrie look that rattled with the ball in his hands. Ever.
I just think that he
was panicking.
It's not even. I don't
he
think
he just didn't look.
I don't think he was even panicking.
No,
I just think that the way everything was being ran, he just gave it to KD and thought something was gonna work through there or whatever Steve Nash was saying because they respect Steve Nash. They're gonna listen to him. Cool. I
would say Kyrie does. Didn't Kyrie say they don't need a head coach?
That's literally what he said.
So it's like I don't know what happened.
That's why it's more embarrassing. What's happening?
You know what I'm saying?
They don't need that
coach. We don't need a coach. You don't need that coach. That's 100%. But it's like do that because even in game 4, when they started to give Kyrie the ball a little bit and he started to be a tiny bit aggressive, going by Marcus Smart, going by Jaylen Brown, going by Jason Tatum, you're doing this. Are you not seeing the formula? Even if I'm Nash, I'm not. You're not seeing the formula. We're gonna run it through there, move that, and Kyrie. I don't expect Kyrie to panic or be shaky. You've been in more pressurized situations.
Mm-hmm. What for me? Two big takeaways from this series, especially. the Celtics are like extremely dangerous purely because they won 4 straight games that were 2-3 possession games max. All the games they won were within like 7 points, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's a sign of a very good team. When you're winning close games, things aren't necessarily going. And they I'd say defensively everything went their way.
Yep.
But I know game 2, for instance, neither where more or less everyone had like teens. No, I don't think any of the Celtics had 20 points in that game. But that's the sign of a good team when they're not playing perfectly and they're still winning.
Yeah.
And winning close games, they're closing out games, which is very important as well. The other thing it tells me is I don't know what the hell is going on with your boy Ben. Because that we have to talk about that because
100%.
Explain
100%.
So
he didn't rule himself out for game 3, by the way. He didn't. He wasn't gonna rule. He didn't rule himself out for game 3.
So why didn't he play?
That's a good
The
question.
thing that doesn't make sense is this trade when you traded Harden, and they have to be mad real in it.
To the 76ers, sorry.
76ers, and you got Ben Simmons in return. The aim, which is obvious, was this guy was going to play this season. That you're not trading someone.
At least the playoffs.
That you're not trading away James Harden, who's fit at the minute, to get someone who is not going to forget their stature and forget what they're doing. You, as a franchise, you're trying to win now.
Okay, and let's understand as well that it's not like Ben Simmons, there was a noticeable injury. It was all mental. It's because he didn't want to play for the 76ers. That's all it was. It was, okay, we take him out of that situation.
That's
there should
it.
be nothing
Yeah.
holding him back.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to play for the Nets either.
I don't think he wants to play basketball. I think he just wants to get paid and come look drippy on the bench.
I don't want to speak bad about someone who's expressed that he's having mental health problems and that there's some type of mental block that causes his back to hurt or some shit. I don't know. And I'm not trying to discredit it. I just from a fan's perspective, we do not understand, and I don't think it's being explained. And maybe he doesn't feel like he owes anyone anything to explain it. However, you were traded with an expectation that at some point this season, and I forget regular season in my head, you have to play these playoffs. That I'm certain the Nets in their head said, regardless if he doesn't play a single regular season games, by at least game 1 of the playoffs, this guy has to be ready.
And what's pissed off
because you haven't played all year.
And the thing is, even all that stuff, I'm not even. Reason why I'm not even trying to hear the back stuff too tough as well is because he's posted pictures on Instagram, captured, Bray, all these emojis, cool. And then all these reports and everything. I don't know if it's true or not, but him walking around the training facility, feeling all good, feeling like Mike, all these things there. Cool.
It didn't say like Mike, but we'll move past that.
You said he was feeling like he's the shit, right?
Yeah.
Then you're doing contact stuff, boom, and you're playing 4-on-4. So all these things is all ramping up to you. You can't allow all these things to be going out and giving any sort of sign, and then you're having a meeting with Nets leadership, and then there's another thing like you're gonna play game 3, you don't play game 3. Rumored report that you're going to play game 4 100%, and that's what it was. And then, oh, how convenient, that morning the back suddenly starts to hurt, but before that there was no
it must have been before that though, because he had to arrange with Rich Paul to come in, because the report was that him and Rich Paul came in and spoke to the Nets like front office and said he can't play. That's what happened. So this is a discussion they must have had, because like the reality of it is, we know that Rich Paul's most likely based in LA where Clutch is, where most of his clients are. For him to now come back to Brooklyn to go and speak to the front office, this not that. They're wrong. They could get an overnight flight if they needed to, but this is calculated. I don't think Ben. I think Ben knew he was never going to play. I don't know if KD and Kyrie knew that. I don't know how they felt.
That's what I was going to touch on.
Like, it's an interesting situation.
You have to look at the scenarios that are happening as we speak in the NBA that have happened. Like, you look at the Jamal Murray and MPJ situation. These are players that it was muted that Jamal Murray or MPJ could come back during the playoffs, but it was clear to see that both parties agreed it's good to come back next season. Similar thing, they ain't played all season. You all both know they're injured, similar to Ben Simmons. Obviously, their terms of injuries and the reasons for playing are different. But
Michael Porter Jr. actually has a back issue.
And obviously MPJ played at the beginning of the season but got injured. But Jamal Murray actually hasn't suited up this season. So similar to Ben Simmons. But the difference is the communication. And I think everyone knew, Like Jokic is not coming out expecting him to play. Everyone was kind of understanding what was going to happen. But I think the Ben Simmons thing was, all right, he might miss game one. Game one's done.
The understanding was that he was going to miss the first 2 games. Max 3. Max
2,
3.
maybe 3. But then it's like your team season's on the line. But then on the flip side, was he ever ready to play in the heat of a playoffs, having not played for the team?
If you just communicated, listen, honestly, from the jump, look, I'm not, didn't even say I'm not, right now, I don't think, is very likely that I'm not going to play in the, just communicate. So at least then we know. Then if out of nowhere you decide like, you know what, I can go, cool. But don't put the expectation and allow those things, because, quick question, let's say Nets win the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And lost let's say they won the first 2 games. Does Ben Simmons come back game 3 or 4? If they're up, if they were up 2-1, does he come back 3 or 4? Does he come back 4?
So if I was running a show, I'd say no, because they don't really need him at that point. However, if I want him to play at some point, yes, because it will be a lower pressure situation if they're already winning.
Restricted minutes as well.
But and this is another thing as well, and it's similar to the Zion situation. If I see you windmilling in like warm ups and that, you can play. Yeah. You can play 5 to 10 minutes a game. Don't tell me you can't, because I know you can.
100%. Like, don't be out here windmilling and saying, "No, I can't." Don't take the piss.
Because and I understand running up and down is different. Playing 5-5 is different. Give me 3 minutes a quarter. Give me a quarter of a game. That's 12 minutes. Give me 3 minutes a quarter of just showing me that you're on your way. Don't have me mismanage my expectations because of what you're saying. If Ben said if the belief was he was coming back, and the way it was looking, it looked like he was gonna come back. Mm-hmm. But I think there's 2 things that could have happened here. I think either Ben, like you said, has been ducking smoke, and I don't want that to be the case, because I still think he can be a very good basketball player in the NBA. He's already kind of tarnished any opportunity he had of being like a great player, I'd say. Purely because no one's gonna forget this like year and a half situation, because remember the last time Ben Simmons played basketball was when the Hawks beat the 76ers in a massive upset, and people were putting a lot of the blame on him. We haven't seen him play since then. He wasn't hurt then, but in this time he's hurt now. The only time you ever see Ben is even when he's on the, like you said, on the sideline doing up Fashion Week, or he's playing COD Online. Did he really not play? Because I'm sure during that summer there was clips of him. He was going to NBA runs. Yeah. He was going to NBA runs. Yeah. He was training throughout the whole summer. Yeah.
That's what everyone thought. He was going to come back stronger, and then he just didn't show up.
I remember when he finally showed up to 76ers.
Training with doing scrimmages with his phone in his pocket.
Bruv, do you know how mad that is?
Nah, that's mad.
So I would love to understand it. I would love to be a fly on the wall in the Nets locker room. Just have a bit more understanding of what's going on with this Ben Simmons situation, because as much as you want to kind of put it past you kind of can't, because that guy, you can't. He's on a 4-year deal.
Bruv, he is on a max contract.
Yeah.
He's on a lot of money, bruv. At the end of the day, it's coming out of your pockets.
And you're filing grievance for the 20 million you've lost.
It's Pete. You've got 3 max players.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Much you can do.
If Ben wins that grievance, I'm never working again. No, word, I'm never working again. Because it shows that life don't make sense. 100%. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, he didn't show up to work, wants his money for not showing up to work. I want my money for not showing up to work as well then. It don't make sense.
It's not fair at all, bro.
Paid now,
exactly, man.
Going back in.
Exactly.
So, Nets, what they have to do, we'll look into the off-season.
Let's say that right. What's the move for the off-season? All right, first of all, you've got unrestricted free agent in Kyrie. I think he has a player option, so he can opt in or opt out.
Most likely, Kyrie's going to opt in.
He's opting in. He's opting in. Yeah.
Look, Kyrie, Simmons, KD are going to be there, 100%.
Joe Harris will be back.
Joe Harris will be back.
He's missed as well.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, you still have Seth Curry.
I'm bringing back Blake.
Okay, yeah. I'm not saying don't bring back Blake. I'm just
still
saying,
bringing back just the veteran presence, because I'm sorry, but what he's even showing and giving, just do a small thing. You need that veteran.
I think Bruce Brown might be a free agent.
Yeah, Bruce Brown.
You're bringing him.
I'm
back.
bringing
as
Bruce.
much as
I'm bringing Bruce Brown back.
Yep. Because what you guys are gonna have to do is re-sign as many players as you can on using their bird rights, meaning you can go into the salary cap to sign these players. So Claxton's coming back.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I might say unfortunately, Bruce Brown will definitely come back as well because of that. You might.
I don't think Dragic is coming. Even Dragic was saying that every day was different. Things were happening with that stuff. And cool, Dragic, whatever in it. Like,
I wouldn't. Also, I don't feel bad for him because he was chasing. He was ring chasing.
Yeah, he was really trying to ring.
He was ring chasing. I don't feel bad. I never feel bad for him. Like the only person I ever feel bad for ring chasing is DeMarcus Cousins. That's the only person.
That's the only person. Yeah. I'm honestly as well, and I don't know how we can make it possible, but I'm going for Mo Bamba.
Why?
Solid centre, bruv.
Is he a solid centre?
But it will be more solid than Claxton.
But is he a solid centre?
I would go for him.
He's got. Do
you know he's not
a solid now? I mean, he's not.
Yeah, he's
solid
got
at
more
the minute.
solid. Like the thing is, okay,
he's not solid at the minute.
All,
but
he's obviously Embiid's mentor. I kind of like how he's kind of holding himself. Mentee, but yeah, cool. All of that. Rattled. All of that.
All of that.
Offensively, I'm not saying he's the best offensively, but at least he's starting to hit. He hits shots. He plays all right, and we don't need. It's not like we. I'm not saying that we don't need much offensive because I'm not going to say that anymore. Yeah. But it would still be nice to have him in a pick and roll.
If you guys are serious,
are you telling me that what other center are we really going to get? That can be because
Mitchell Robinson's going to be a free agent as well.
Okay, cool. So
very similar player to Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba, Mitchell Robinson, but Mo Bamba's actually he hit shots though.
I don't think you guys need a scorer. This is like I'm not saying you don't need any scorers, but your centre does not need to be a scorer.
Okay, cool, but it'll be nice.
It'll
be
rebound and defense is probably the biggest thing.
Mo Bamba, Mitch Robinson, cool. I swear Ayton might be.
He's a restricted free agent.
I'm very high.
So there's no chance.
I don't think that's happening.
No, I wouldn't even. There's no chance in hell Phoenix do not re-sign him.
But
even if they you ain't got the money.
But either way, either Mo Bamba or Mitch Robinson, we go for have that there, so at least Claxton comes off the bench.
I don't even think you can afford Mitchell Robinson though. For what I think he's gonna go for.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to see, bro.
You're gonna be bringing back your money's gonna be. Bear in mind, you're gonna have 3 players on max contracts.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
your money's gonna be very thin.
What he wants.
Gonna be stretched thin, and we're just gonna have to kind of go from there. And I don't want to feel the tip like. Listen, love Patty Mills, but I'm not trying to see him come back, bro.
Nah, yeah, he didn't do enough.
Again, how can Nash have Patty Mills, Dragic, and Kyrie on at the same time? Who Marcus Smart is taller than all three of them.
Yeah.
You have to shout him out, innit? Because I just watching the whole series.
Patty Mills in the playoffs was a bit
embarrassing coaching performance.
Yeah, it was bad, but that's what we got to do for off season, and then kind of go from there. See who we can sign to 1-year deals and such and everything, and then go from there, man.
What about I remember I proposed to you
Bradley Beal,
Zach LaVine, all gonna be free agents. I could actually see Zach LaVine leaving Chicago though, just purely off the fact that Chicago have paid DeRozan, Vucevic, and Lonzo. They've got other guys on that team that they've paid as well. They're gonna have to go into the
they're gonna have to
hard cap to be able to re-sign Zach LaVine. They might not. They might
sign and trade Kyrie for LaVine or Bill. I don't see that happening either.
Shit.
And I'm also pissed about the. First of all, I'm very tired of like, bruv, Trae Young. Obviously, we're gonna get into that. Trae Young got smoked in a post interview. He's smiling. The fuck, Kyrie smiling. Why are you smiling for? You just lost. You lost, and you guys don't smile and don't be saying, "Oh, we need to manage the franchise." Shut up. I don't want it. You're not managing shit.
Can't lie. That this is what I wanted to touch on.
I don't want to hear Kyrie saying we're going to manage this. No.
I'll just show you actually the post-match thoughts that these lot were. What they were saying.
And then he's
after.
saying about how his status during the season was a distraction and called all these because of played part of this chemistry. Don't say that because you knew that from the jump. You could have controlled the situation. Kyrie, you alone, you could have prevented James Harden from leaving. You come back full time, do that, whatever, calm.
Sorry, just before you jump in on that, do you think that the Nets would have won this series if James Harden was there?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The way he's playing at the minute.
Even though, do you know why?
Because he's stinking out, bro.
I do.
told y'all.
No, I
He's
understand
shooting
that.
real tour dates.
No, I
Right,
understand.
yo.
I understand that. Yeah, but at least we will have our playmaker, where he's gonna be. At least he's gonna have the ball in his hands majority of the time.
Just sounds like he's the one getting turned.
Yeah, but no,
KD
but
and
not. But then it'll be because this is gonna be more of an issue now because now you're gonna have to put Marcus Smart on James Harden, whoever's on Kyrie, because then you gotta choose.
No.
I think it's gonna be better. No. I think it would be better.
The Celtics were defending by committee. Like it wasn't one guy on.
I
one.
understand.
Bro,
But I say
everyone like, and I've never
James
seen.
Harden, with
You
James
would have got
Harden,
smoked.
Bro, I
the
was so
same way.
convinced, that you guys will be able to overcome this because you can't double team everyone. But the Celtics proved they can double team as many guys as they want, and it doesn't make sense how they were able to do it.
That's fine. But the thing is, that's fine if they double team KD, cool. I don't care. Even in double team KD, are you telling me James Harden
Yes.
and Kyrie? No,
Yes.
because the thing is, what's happening now
Have you
with
seen
James
what
Harden?
he's shooting?
Yeah, I understand. But
Stinking.
they're defending. The thing is, they're not. If they double Embiid and they double Harden, Maxey cool. They let Maxey. They'll take the 1-on-1 Maxey.
They're not doubling
Tobias.
Harden anymore.
They're really not, bro. Have you been watching it?
He can't
I
get
see-
past anyone. Like
Yeah.
he's struggling.
Like it's so easy. All you got to do
That's-
have Harden 1-on-1.
And just
No,
slide.
Yeah,
Slide your feet,
slide.
man.
You got coverage on the inside if he drives, and you know if he does his step
I
back, it's
say
gonna
with-
brick anyway.
Well, at least we ain't getting swept with Harden. At least we're not getting swept with Harden.
If you had James Harden and this happened, boy,
That would be probably the worst.
I'm no longer a fan of basketball. If this happened with James Harden, I'm not.
But then I still think this is humiliating. It's
Of course,
embarrassing.
100% is.
There's no hiding from the
100%
fact
is.
that this is meant to be a super team that
Yeah.
is getting swept in the
Yeah.
first round. They were title favourites. This is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, the two most
just
skilled
I'd ever seen
and
it.
it just
duo.
goes to show, yes, you can have two great guys, but end of the day, it's also a team effort.
But then they said two most skilled duo,
Yeah,
and they
ever.
use skilled for a
Of all
reason.
time.
You have to
Because I don't think these are the things that would be your hurdles.
Exactly. Like, who would have thought scoring would be like?
But then it goes to show that
It's still
are
a team-
these two
it's-
as great as we think they are?
Ooh.
Do you know what?
And this is what a lot of people have not really questioned. We talk about KD. KD got his 2 rings at Golden State, the team that was coming off the greatest regular season team, NBA history record we've ever seen, in this Golden State powerhouse that was clear to see. Didn't need KD. They needed an upgrade on Harrison Barnes. They're winning without Harrison Barnes. Getting to NBA Finals with Harrison Barnes. They didn't need KD
Words.
to take them where they did. He got his 2 rings easy.
Just
Let me finish on the Kyrie. Kyrie left Cleveland because he wanted to go to Boston
To be the man.
to be the man
just
and
left
wanted to
Cleveland
build the team.
to go to
Because he didn't
wherever.
want to be around LeBron. He even came out saying since then that KD's the best player he's played with. Discrediting the GOAT, because that's obviously LeBron. We've seen LeBron get to finals with and without Kyrie. He got to finals after. Kyrie has not got past the second round, if I'm right. I don't even know if he's got past the first
He
round.
hasn't gone past the first round since.
So that
Technically,
you
that-
left
That
LeBron.
season that he was injured, obviously
Yeah,
not
the
confirmed,
Celtics-
but he
the-
went.
the-
He
He
was
weren't
late.
there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Kyrie hasn't played in the team to get past the first round since he left.
No, second round because they beat the Pacers that time.
Oh, and we're
then-
talking
and
about
then the
last year
Bucks,
where
yeah.
We could talk about last year as well where he played.
Yeah.
So he's not been
Past second
since
round.
LeBron's left. He's not been past the second round since he left LeBron. And then let me finish on the KD thing.
Okay, go on, continue.
No, Jules is going off.
No, because you have to come to the big facts, and a lot of people are ignoring this. And you got to call out good players, great players when they're great and when they're bad, innit?
Yeah.
These are great players. 2 of the top 20, 30, whatever you want to call it, 75 of all time. Bruv, KD as well, the greatest scorer of all time. Pathetic scoring performance. And secondly, and most importantly, this guy has actually, like, you've not redeemed yourself since that Golden State thing. You left Golden State coming to Brooklyn to say, boom, this is me. I'm going to win a ring without them. I could do my own thing. You can't. You're not as good as you think you are
And
in doing the thing to lead and win.
do you know what? Yeah, do
You
know
can't.
what?
You can't win.
Wait.
The way,
But then
the
way-
way,
no,
he
but-
wants to play
Okay,
basketball.
I hate it, but the way he put the Nets on his back last
No,
season,
no.
you
You
can't
can't
take
No.
that away from him.
I'm not taking that away. But what I'm gonna say is,
all the adversity that came
No,
against
no.
him, and he still.
no.
stretched out
I'm
to
not
7
saying. I'm
games.
talking about the way he. Listen to the way I worded it. The way he wants to play. is ISO ball. But he left Golden State. If you listen to all the
he said
comments
to play
after,
he
didn't like the way they played. He felt he wants to play in a system and a situation where it's all around 1v1 scoring, where the players can have the freedom to express themselves against other opponents.
He wants to play park ball, basically.
But that's funny because then
You can't win like that, bro.
The issue with him and James Harden is that James Harden wanted to play ISO ball and he wanted to play team ball, which is very weird because then you've gone from saying one thing to another because you've realised now ISO isn't as cracked up as it is. ISO is cracked up when you have two of the best shooters to ever play this game right by your side, of course. But now when it's not that, it's a different story.
I think for KD's greatness, I don't wrong. This is a
blemish. It's a blemish.
It is, but
it's like Steph and Clay with their 3-1 loss is a blemish. Everyone's gonna have a blemish. On
LeBron, who I think is the greatest player of all time, also had that Maverick series was.
So
a
we have to
blemish.
understand there's going to be blemishes as well.
However,
KD's had a few, bro.
However, this isn't KD's first.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Also,
isn't his second?
What was his second?
Well, his first was OKC in Golden State. His second was joining Golden State, embarrassingly, and this is clearly up there again.
I don't really take the joining Golden State thing as a blemish.
I hate it. No. That's a
might
blemish
cloud
to his legacy.
It might do all that shit, but in terms of actual as a basketball player, he's only really has two. However, I would say with this one might be the most controversial one, just because of one, everything that's happened in the next season, but two, he just didn't show up, and this is the first time I've like at least when they blew the 3-1 lead, they were up 3-1 at some point. You know, this one, like the Nets were never really, and as like I said at the beginning, as close as the games were, the Celtics won them convincingly, and the Nets never really seemed like they were in it. That's why.
Do you want me to go into it? I've got the stats.
Yeah, go on.
So we got
quickly.
41 minutes, 23 points. This is KD game 1. 9 for 24. He shot 37.5 from the field. 20% from the 3-point line. 1 for 5. Minus 13 in the plus minus, and he finished with 6 turnovers. Game 2, 42 minutes, 27 points. He had 4 for 17. He shot 23.5 from the field. Shot 1 for 2. He had a minus 10 in the box score, and he also had 6 turnovers.
The only reason he had 27 points in that game is because he went
18 for 20 from the free throw line. So you have to understand, a man shot 23%. Game 3, 46 minutes. He missed 2 minutes off the court. 16 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. He had 6 for 11, slightly better. His best shooting performance.
He only took 11 shots. Yeah.
Took 11 shots, 54%. And minus 2 in the plus minus. He did again finish with 5 turnovers this game. So you got game 4, which is his highest scoring game with 39 points, 9 assists. He had 4 for 13. He shot 13 for 31. I've read that wrong. Yeah, 13 for 31. My eyes blurred, and I was like, really, did he do that? 13 for 31. He shot 31 times.
He had to.
And he made 41% from the field. Minus 6 in the box score, and he got himself another 4 turnovers. It was 21 turnovers across the series.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. And
he made 32 field goals.
Yeah, they had him on absolute ropes.
Just to kind of capitalize, is that it just goes to show.
He made 11 more field goals than turnovers.
That you could, like I say, even just to show with 2 of them, right? Yes, you can have 2 skilled players. Doesn't mean they complement each other well. Because when the Kyrie complemented each other well when it was with LeBron, and so did KD complemented when, even though Westbrook might have had issues, it kind of complemented well. So overall, we're going to see that the Nets got to do stuff in off season. KD and Kyrie, there's question marks there.
100%.
They've got to go on a revenge tour. And will Ben 10 play again? Find out next time on flipping 2028 because we don't know.
No, Maya Jama needs to have a big word with him. So.
It's a Maya Jama.
Nah, she does, bro. She does. No one else is getting through to him.
She needs to call him a pussy.
Bro,
she's be joking around with all these UK people.
Somehow in the last year, Ben Simmons went to Wimbledon and is now engaged. She must have some sort of ability to speak to this man, innit? Like, save his career. That's what I'm asking you to do. Save his career.
Save, don't tarnish. Come on, Maya.
Yeah, build, not destroy.
Another series which
We all thought was going to be a sweep.
which one was this?
The one in the East. You talking about the one in the East?
Yes, one in the East.
Miami and Atlanta?
Yes, yes.
I
yes.
genuinely thought that was
That
going to be a sweep. of
but
a-
they got
of a
one
series.
game.
I said Trae might do it in one game.
got one
He'll,
game.
he'll probably respect himself enough to get one,
But like,
which is what happened.
but
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it was just the Heat absolutely put the pause on
No,
Trae.
Trae.
He
Yeah.
when people said fight back, he said no, I can't.
No.
He got absolutely snuffed.
Yeah, he did.
Snuffed.
He did.
What? Have you man seen that episode of Snowfall when Franklin's going mad? Going, bodies, bodies,
Yeah.
bodies. That's what Trae was running into, you know?
Yeah.
Bare bodies. What?
I-
If it's not Victor, it's Jimmy. If it's not Jimmy, it's PJ. If it's not PJ, it's Larry. Bro, he
Yeah.
was getting collapsed.
The Heat knew exactly
What to do, yeah.
and
Take Trae out, Hawks are done.
It's similar thing with KD, except there's even less help for Trae than there is for KD.
Yeah,
If you can, and this is a thing that I think a lot of teams are gonna be able to do with Trae Young. They probably won't do it in a regular season because people just don't seem to care.
Mm-hmm.
But come postseason, if you stop that one guy, Atlanta are not doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's not Trae's fault that he was born 5'11" and says he's 6'2" or 6'1". it's not Trae's fault that he can't see over double teams. None of that is his fault. Yeah. But understand that people are going to use that against you, innit?
Yeah.
And Eric Spoelstra was ruthless. He was aggressive with it. He basically told Jimmy, embarrass this kid, man. Understand,
And he
and
shot
I think
poor.
Miami took it so personally, yeah, that they are now forced to play against a team that didn't even really make the playoffs.
Yeah.
A ninth seed.
I think they really rather wanted to play the Cavs. Like, let's get.
That would have been the thing is that would have been a much.
That would have been a better
and
game.
I don't. I'm not saying that Miami would have lost, but it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been a 4-1.
It was
And even
boring.
the
Would've been a
one
dog
was
shit, no way.
It was
like,
boring.
yeah,
to
it
watch.
wasn't.
Like,
It wasn't the best.
it was terrible. Even the game 5, there was no Jimmy, and still got snuffed.
No Jimmy, no Larry,
No Jimmy. Like,
and they still closed that out, man. Victor Oladipo had
Yeah, he
a.
came
he
back
said,
big,
"Alright,
man.
cool, you man rest in it. Let me handle this shoot, bro.
I ain't played ball for
I
about
ain't
a
played
year.
ball for a
innit?
minute, but I'm gonna show you, man, that this shoot ain't 9, bro.
And
I'm
it
still
was
here.
it was bad, man.
Bad.
And I mean, I've said it on this pod a few times now. You need to get these guys some help before they decide to up and leave.
Yes.
And this is the reality of it,
Trae,
innit?
Trey was shooting tour dates for 7 years.
Jules,
bro.
read these ones out, please.
Nah, this one hit me, bro.
He said he's.
I know, bro. Fucking hell, bro. So like, his first game, yo, a man shot 1 for 12.
2 for 12.
No, it says 1 here.
Which first game? Oh, it goes back to front. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
1 for 12.
1 for 12.
1.
for 12 in game 1.
How many points?
He finished with
5.
8.
8 points.
Free throw.
1 for 12, minus 22 plus minus.
Yeah, that on his
Damn.
neck, man.
Second game, he shot 50%, 10 for 20.
Better.
Finished with 25 points. Again, minus 11. Yeah, you got, how many turnovers did you get? Fucking hell, you got 10 turnovers in that game.
Man had a triple double.
You're an idiot.
Triple double with turnovers.
Yo, a man got 10
He didn't
turnovers.
have a triple double because he didn't have 10 assists, but he had a double double in turnovers.
Yo.
Trae.
Then in game 3,
Yep.
6 for 14.
That was their dub as well, wasn't it? That was their win.
Yeah, it was 42%. It was actually finished plus 5 in this. Turnovers was only 3, 8 assists as well. Then it went back to game 4, where it was an absolute embarrassing game. They lost by 30 odd, 34 odd. Yeah, it was 3 for 11, 27.3%. Add 5 turnovers to that, a plus minus of 27.
9 points.
9 points in total.
Bro.
Then game
Yeah,
5. This is the game that he needs to turn up. 2 for 12, 16%, 11 points, 7 turnovers.
Hey, is this a world tour or a Hawks tour?
Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
Yo.
All right,
Trae, you got smoked. They just got look. These niggas need help.
Let's talk about this because I can
Damn.
see this. First of all, yeah, Trae Young didn't shoot above 33% from 3-point line for the whole game, for the whole series. In two of those games, he didn't make a single 3-pointer.
Yeah.
That is huge. That is, first of all, for a guy I agree it was very, very, very unnecessary to do it. They were overrating him by saying he's like Steph Curry. But bro, to shoot 0% from 3 for 2 games, that's tough. And again, this is down to the defense that Miami are playing. Saying he can't see over those double teams, hence the 10 turnovers in one of the games as well.
He made 7 threes in 5 games.
Yeah, I don't think Trae, his average 3-point percentage was 18.4% for a series. That's crazy.
15.4 points from a.
Yeah, man, they absolutely manhandled him.
This is a superstar. Like Trae is a superstar.
Trae was top 5 in points and assists this season.
No, Trae finished top in points and there's total points and total assists.
I think
he's the second player.
I'm pretty sure.
And averages, yeah, he was top 5. He's the second player in NBA history to have total points and total assists.
He had
leading that
4, 7,
Like
8, 5,
it just
and
goes
6
to show
assists.
regular season you can have your fun.
Yeah, man.
When it comes down to the real
real,
deal,
for real.
Yeah.
are you gonna fight or what? And this is where you're gonna need the help.
Yeah,
Because then if now, let's say, was it Bogdanovic?
yeah, he had a good game. I
Let's say,
think.
he had let's say now, cool, him and Gallinari was having decent games where it's okay, you know what, we gotta kind of, they're putting the pressure on, and then it opens up floor. But this is where he needs help.
The thing with this as well is Atlanta made the mistake of being too good too soon. I'm not saying they're a great team, but they didn't allow. After they got Trae Young, they drafted they got Cam Reddish in a draft. They got DeAndre Hunter in a draft.
DeAndre Hunter as well in that send off game, he balled out.
He did, but I mean, it's because no one else is really doing anything. Like he's kind of forced to do.
Yeah, but that's what he should have been. Like, obviously,
It's different when you're literally the only guy on the court in it. Like, I'm not saying that he's not capable of doing this on a regular basis in it, but understand I guarantee if you look at his numbers, he probably shot more shots than he's ever shot in the whole season. In his whole career, he probably shot the most shots in that game. These are the kind of situations I'm talking about. Atlanta and now. First of all, John Collins, I understand why Atlanta were talking about shipping him, because didn't he have he had in one of their crucial games he had like
terrible.
7 points.
Wasn't he coming off? Wasn't he injured?
Obviously, yeah, he was injured. No, it was Capella. Capella was injured.
No,
both of them. I think it was both of them.
Both of them more, yeah.
It was both of them. Capella was bad as well, playing like Rudy Gobert out there, like helpless, genuinely helpless. And
yeah, Collins averaged 9.4 points over the 5 games.
How many rebounds?
He averaged 4.6 rebounds.
That is terrible. That is terrible.
And then for flipping Capella to be half a bigot.
Must have half a bigot. He's Swiss, right? I think he's Swiss.
Capella. Well,
I know he's a nigga, but I'm pretty sure he's from
one of
Switzerland.
them, innit?
he got swissed off this.
What's Capella's numbers? Because I know this
He got 8.8 points and he got 10.6 rebounds.
At least he's grabbing rebounds, but Jesus
Actually,
Christ.
wait. That's not even over the whole. That's actually not. That's off other games.
He only played 2 games, innit?
Yeah, his 2 games is 2 points in each game, and he actually got 8 and 7 rebounds.
So he averaged 2 points and 7.5 rebounds in the 2 games he played.
Crazy.
I think Atlanta need to have major discussions internally about what they're gonna do to be better next year, because they from last year when they got when they got as far as they did in the playoffs, and people were saying they were overachieving. They definitely were, but I mean, shout out to them, because that is, in my opinion, that is an accomplishment. Just because you overachieve doesn't mean you're now expected to be bad. You've shown people what you could do, so you need to. But
what does that come with? The expectation that
of course
you've got to be. At least you got to make the playoffs.
You can't rely on players like Gallinari. No offense to Gallinari in it, but you're of that age now where you're gonna be declining anyway. And I feel like Atlanta were looking for you for points that you didn't have. Bogdanovic isn't a great player. He'd be a good 3rd option maybe, but a straight 2nd option is a bit much. I think they need to really assess. I mean, they traded away Cam Reddish for peanuts.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's worked out for them really. when you look at who Atlanta really are, they're Trae Young and some guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
And-
hope
and-
for the
and-
best.
Like Gladys Knight and the Pips, and when Gladys didn't show up, no one was coming to see the Pips. So
And obviously, give credit to Miami for absolutely. I hope Miami has completely broken down the Hawks where they're like, we gotta do something, because they played very well. They showed that, listen, this is just, they done what they had to do. Let one game slip, cool, but they literally done what they had to do. They came in, shut them down, won games,
But you got to be honest,
and
though.
said go home.
Like, the game they lost was literally it was a game-winning floating shot, bro.
Yeah,
Like, we're not talking that they lost by, like, 15 or so. It was a
Yeah,
blowout.
yeah.
It was...
game winning shot.
They can happen. Everything else, barring the last game, which was a 3-point gain, pretty convincing.
and I mean, as much shit as I give him for being an unskilled star, Jimmy showed up.
28.4 points over that series. Can go with 7 rebounds over the series, 4.4 assists. Biggest thing was the free throws, the shooting, 53.8 from the field. And he averaged 28 points. 28 points. That's brilliant.
For me, it's even the 38.9 from free, bro.
Yeah.
Like
that.
Jimmy shot the ball like a someone who knows what he's doing, innit? And I respect him for that. And he's shown in the past he can, in the playoffs especially, he can show up when needed to. And maybe that's just what he's gonna do from now on in. Because realistically, we've seen bare guys put up numbers in the regular season, like Trae Young, and then not be able to really do anything further in the postseason. So shout out to Jimmy Butler. I think moving forward, Miami are smart because they gave themselves rest time now.
Yeah,
they knew they needed to get Atlanta out there quickly so they could rest up their players. Like you said, Lowry's injured. Jimmy got hurt a little bit as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure they want to get their
inflation
guys
is
back to 100%.
Yeah, that's true. So that series got put and done away. Hawks got put in a spliff. Now they need to smoke away.
Smoking that tray pack.
Honestly, man.
Tray pack.
Yeah,
Boy, there's no ice tray right now. Tray done.
yeah, words.
Right, let's go west, baby.
So no, wait,
Well,
one more.
Are we still in the east?
One more
Oh
east,
yeah, we got
yeah,
the
yeah,
main.
one more east.
Oh, we wanted to
And
go west.
I said to Jules that I was a bit disappointed. Then it made me realize that okay, maybe not.
Go on.
But the Bucks and the Bulls.
Yeah.
I was for me. I was kind of disappointed.
Underwhelmed. No, it was an extremely underwhelming series.
And what pissed me off is that is DeRozan again.
I'm not blaming him.
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that second game, it gave. Obviously, the first game it was like he shot terrible. Second
Said
game,
he ain't doing that no more.
So then he ain't shooting like that again. Cool, not shooting tour dates no more. He ain't going on tour. Tour done.
Game 2 came out on
smoke, and I was like, yes, this is it. This is the same aggression, even if it's just you. This is the aggression that you need. Just play like this. At least if you play like this and lose, at least you done what you had to do. But it's just the game after when they got, because both the 2 games at home when they got blown out, that's what was like, yo, really? Blown to blood cleats.
Stress, man.
What's going on?
Stress. I think once they went 3-1 down, you realise that their team just started to get thinner and thinner and thinner. Man.
Caruso wasn't playing no more. Obviously, Lonzo being out was a big factor.
Zach LaVine having the COVID
health
stuff.
protocols as well. It was just
peak.
like, so I understand there was those difficulties.
Their team is.
But
their bench players ain't good, man. Like Kobe White
Yeah, and that's
doesn't offer anything.
that's someone that's someone they drafted. I'm sure he has some trade value because he's still young, but that's someone they should definitely consider moving off. I mean, they started Ao Dosunmu over him, which I think is a big indicator that if you're starting a rookie over a guy who's been in the league for at least 2-3 years now, I think it's a big indication you need to get you need to move Kobe White anyway.
You need to get out there.
I think I mean, I don't know if it's Chicago, but you're not the story here. The story here is that, I mean,
The Bucks handled their business
without
Middleton.
Middleton.
And it's obviously that's he was out the first round and he ain't gonna be back.
They said he's officially out.
round
Most
2.
likely going to be out for the whole of round 2.
Yes, they said he's out round 2.
Yeah.
Done.
So we might as well do not a preview as such, but we've got Boston and Milwaukee in round 2. I ain't really got to say too much about what Milwaukee did against Chicago anymore because Giannis just handled business and we know what it was.
Always
The guys showed up when they needed to, and not even just him. You had Grayson Allen who's scoring, Bobby
Big
Portis that was
points,
scoring.
yeah.
And I said this, that even though Middleton was out, I said
everyone else should start chipping in.
Yeah, I even said as well in the last one that Giannis just gonna handle his business. Like honestly, Middleton's out. He's on the thing where it's like, yeah, you're out. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do my thing, whether you're here or you're not.
I was just surprised that it was 5, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
I did think they were still doing.
I just thought, it's Giannis, man. No matter what, as long as you got Giannis, you got a chance because like you say, unlike Trae, he's gonna see over the double teams. He's IQ. He's gonna be fine to distribute.
Bro, the amount of like watching that game yesterday. First of all, Giannis came out, put back dunk. First was the first score. Yeah, I was like, he's on smoke. He's 100% fully on smoke. After that, I can't even count how many times, on my hands alone. I need my hands and my toes as well to count the amount. Bro, the amount of times, bro, honestly, the amount of times this guy just said, put his head down, dribble, knock someone to the ground, dunk, layup, whatever. Bro, it did not matter. And this is the kind of guy we're talking about. I think the biggest thing that happened in Giannis' career was him not just accepting he's not a small forward. He is a power forward. Yeah. And you're dominating from there, bro.
Exactly.
100% you're dominating because now you're a power forward. I'm not saying that people aren't expecting you to be a shooter or anything like that. But I'd much rather you go and get your points inside. Yeah. If you're a power forward, I've got a small forward who's shooting anyway. You know, I'm not 100%. I'm not really concerned about that, innit? And once he fully embraced that kind of role,
got a team of shooters.
Bro, this is the Bucks are dangerous with or without Middleton. I don't know how far they go without Middleton, which is why I think this Boston series is going to be very interesting. Because if Boston can play a similar way to how they played against KD and the Nets, where we were talking about, you can't really double Giannis for the pure fact that KD was struggling to pick up the ball because guys were pushing him and shoving him. I have never in my life seen Giannis get bodied ever. Like not since he became Giannis. Not when he was a skinny boy from 2013.
You hit Giannis like that, you think he's gonna?
Nah, it's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
That's that raw African strength.
Need that. No, honestly though, because they say what KD's. I say Kevin Durant's probably about 7 feet tall. They say he's 240 pounds. Giannis is legit 245, maybe even 250. But we're talking about
that's pure muscle, bro. Pure lean muscle.
You're not doing that to Giannis, innit? Like you think when Giannis is trying to run through the paint to go post up, you think Al Horford's pushing him off his block?
He's
not though.
He's
not though.
Horford getting stuffed. Williams getting stuffed.
Yeah, Williams
stuffed.
It's
no
peak,
big is stopping him because they're gonna have to.
They're all smaller than him as well.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing.
They're gonna play that
That's
too big
worst
team,
thing.
and that ain't gonna happen, bro.
However, I've ruled out Boston before, i.e. the series before, where I said Boston weren't going to win that series, and I'm looking hella stupid now. I might put the clown mask on, innit? So I'm not going to do it again and say that they won't be able to do something, because I believe the way they game plan for KD, they're going to have something for Giannis as well.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to have something for Giannis as well. Because I think they always knew if they got to second round, they'd have to play Milwaukee, regardless of whether they were 2 or 3. It doesn't really matter. Now they've got a home court advantage against Milwaukee as well. That's a big, big deal. I just don't know. Hopefully, I'm going to get a much better series here.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Both teams are going to come out playing aggressive. I know Giannis is going to give me 33 and 13 or 33 and 14.
That's literally what he was getting, yeah.
Obviously, if they
Is that exactly what he's averaging?
Yeah, he actually got 33, 32, 33, 27 and 18. And it's just,
He's just, and the thing is, what's going to happen is that even if they do play this like too big, or they play Horford and Tice, you will see Giannis on Tatum.
Yeah.
And
he's going to have to. He's going to have to.
Tatum, he's going to give Tatum problems. Like Tatum, if you I'm saying in terms of going to the rim, giving Tatum problems. 100%.
We didn't really touch on this, but Jason Tatum, I'm gonna say it, Jason Tatum's a superstar now.
Listen, when I said that he's the best under 25 player out there,
yeah,
man, them thought I was on crack.
You're still on crack.
No,
you are
I'm
still
not.
on crack.
No,
Bro.
I'm not. He
Luka
is there.
exists.
Luka could never.
The thing is, I wanna be on your side because you know I love agendas and agenda after you run. Yes, however,
I can't do it to myself.
However, like being real, Jason Tatum is a certified problem, innit? And I've seen Tatum scoring Giannis before. I'm not really, I'm not too worried about.
That's
I'm not saying
that Giannis, matchup.
I'm not saying that Giannis isn't a good defender or anything. Like, I'm just saying
Tatum is skilled enough to still do.
He is, yes. and they've still got guys like Jaylen Brown, who's if Boston can just come out and do the same thing they were doing against Brooklyn offensively, where you're scoring by committee, they're gonna be tough to stop, man. And they're so well coached, coached.
I think if Boston can nick the first two, they've got a real chance. I think the Bucks will win the NBA championship. They're going to beat everyone in their way. There's no stopping this team.
Do you know if they beat the Celtics?
No, in general.
Even if
they're just too good, bro.
Even if
too good.
Even if the Bucks go down 0-2, I'm not counting them out. The reason why is because
they did that in the finals.
They do that all the time where they go down 0-2, then 4 straight. They say, "Haha, got you." Boom.
No, but what it is that I think Boston have a chance. I think Boston,
especially if Middleton not playing,
have a chance.
If Middleton not playing, that's that.
But I still feel it's comfortable Bucks series.
I still feel that. I still favor the Bucks without Middleton.
I'm gonna have to go. So I have to because I in my head, Brooklyn will at least get into the second round. So
to be fair,
I thought they were probably the best team in the East.
But to be fair, Brooklyn, obviously, yes, them losing 4 straight, very close games, poor performance. That's not happening in Milwaukee. You're not getting poor performance. You think you're getting poor performance
100%.
From Giannis.
And this is where
forget.
This is where Boston might do it differently though.
They were bad though.
This is where Boston
the Bucks.
They were bad. Okay.
They were. And this is where
Boston got away with it.
This is where Boston might do it differently, where they say, we've seen this team when Giannis plays well, no one else does.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what we do. Because really, I don't think you can stop Giannis from getting the 28 or 33 a game.
Yeah.
Like I think
just keep him 30 and under.
I mean, you can crowd the paint as many teams have done in the past, but I think he's kind of gotten over that a bit.
Yeah.
However, if you can limit the next scorer in their team having max like 10 to 15, Milwaukee are gonna have problems.
Yeah, because
Milwaukee are gonna struggle to score.
They could limit Drew, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez as well.
But then you have to remember Drew Holiday is a big X factor as well, because Drew Holiday is one of those defenders as well.
Exactly,
that's what I was
one of those defenders as well, and you can put him on a Jaylen. I don't know if you can put him on Tatum. You can definitely put him on Jaylen Brown.
For me, I'm saying Grayson Allen on Marcus Smart, Drew on Jaylen Brown.
I wouldn't even
Giannis
really worry
Tatum.
about Marcus Smart offensively.
No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Put Grayson Allen on him so that Drew on Jaylen Brown, so it makes sense. So at least Jaylen Brown and Jaylen Tatum, they're being defended by 2 good defenders.
Yeah, but then I think you can say vice versa for the Bucks. The Bucks are a stronger and better defensive team than the Celtics.
Whoa, since when?
No. I think overall they are a better team. Like Boston showed in round 1 that they can defend as a team. Cool. But what we've seen...
They showed that for like the last 40 games of the season as well, though.
No, I'm talking about playoffs, innit?
Okay.
Like going off last year, what we saw with the Bucks, innit?
Yeah.
And it's roughly the same team, so I can only go off what I've seen this and last year, innit?
Mm-hmm.
They were I think the best defensive teams usually get to the NBA Finals and usually win it.
Yeah.
I do think this will be a very good series, but I also think the Bucks will neutralise Tatum a lot better than whatever you did. So I don't think you even tried to neutralise him. You just said, Tatum, do what you want.
Because
Tatum have to run.
Tatum had one like average game where I think he had 19. All the other games, bro, 30, 27, I think he had.
Yeah, he had 39
bro, he was really cooking. And I'm like really looking at it. I'm genuinely calling him a superstar because his offensive bag is crazy, man.
His footwork as well. You can just say
when he was coming out, I was like, I feel like he could be like Melo. But Melo didn't have the handle or the... I'm trying to think of a way to say it. Because Melo's whole game was built around... It was 100% smooth, but his whole game was built around, shooting off basically stationary movement. He's jab set, shoot. Jason Tatum is dribbling. He's shooting off the dribble. Like, comfortably, confidently, off every game as well.
The post, back fades. Like, he's off the dribble. Like, he's just... His bag is just...
I'll tell you something though, and you'll hear it here. As a Lakers fan, and I hate Boston in it, I'll be very surprised if this guy stays at Boston his whole career and doesn't win a chip.
And doesn't?
I'll be very surprised.
This year could be their year, man. This year really could be their year.
If this guy is a Boston player for his whole entire career, I'll be damned if he doesn't win a chip. I think he is that good.
He is.
He will lead his team to a chip eventually, some way, somehow, as long as he has good enough players around him.
If Boston make it past Milwaukee, I'm gonna have to go with them to win a title.
I wouldn't be.
They're for finals. If they get get past the Bucks, they're definitely going to.
I wouldn't be the most. It's not definite because I think
Miami are tough, man.
Miami, yeah,
As
Miami.
well-
I don't like
I think
Miami.
that's gonna be a
Miami
good
will.
clash.
You think Philly
you know-
is the team that can take them off?
I don't know. I think Philly are meaty as well. I
Yeah,
think
because-
that side, both of
because
them.
with-
This to me is the conference final.
Yeah.
Miami's,
These two teams are
I feel like
meaty, bro.
Miami's defense and so is defense. I feel like it's gonna collide in a very good way, where it's just gonna be the nitty gritty. I think that will be a good matchup where it's not just that. Oh, Miami are those.
I just think the other two are better though.
Yeah.
The other two would beat those two. Whoever it was paired.
Boston are a much better offensive team than Miami are.
That's
Much
it.
better offensive
And
team.
they got
And they're both good
we-
defensive
yeah,
teams,
They're both
so-
good defensively, so that's what I'm saying.
Boston will probably win that series.
Boston will beat Philly and Miami, and then Milwaukee will beat both of them. So to me,
Yeah.
it's the conference
It
final.
should- yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah,
with you on
yeah,
that
I
one.
agree with that.
I agree with that. I'm looking forward to this series.
It will be good.
but
Yeah.
just to couple like to summarize there as well. Bulls. We'll see if Zach LaVine does stay because I know
If he
they've been-
resigns,
big, you know.
yeah, with that they've been fumbling the bag with that, so he might just say, "Oh, let me take."
I don't think. The only reason I would love to see him move because I always find free agency so entertaining when so many things happen. It's just there aren't as many buyers or good buyers as there have been in previous seasons.
Yeah.
Like his options are limited where he could either go to if for some reason Kyrie opts out, he could go to Brooklyn. But why would you do that? If Bradley Beal decides not to come back to Washington, you go to Washington, but that's not a better situation than Chicago. Chicago a good situation, and they're the team that can pay them the most money as well.
Yeah, and they've kind of set like just need to
They've
be
shown.
healthy,
They've
so,
shown
yeah.
that there's
Just
something
needs to be
going on,
healthy
innit?
and maybe make a 1-2 move. but,
Chicago
yeah.
definitely need to go and find themselves another guy to come off the bench with
Yeah.
Caruso, though, 100%.
Yeah.
If you need to move Kobe White, Patrick Williams is pretty good. I'll
Defensively.
yeah, and his offensive game is coming together a little bit.
Early days,
Even watching their game yesterday, they played yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Even watching the game yesterday, I was seeing signs. At one point, I thought he was DeMar DeRozan because he has Kumras now as well. But I realized that his game is coming on a little bit. He's very, very raw, like Kawhi was as well, where his offensive game took a little bit to come in, whereas his defensive game was there from the jump. But if you can move Kobe White and maybe another piece, I don't know who, and get yourself maybe a backup big or power forward or something like that, then I think they'll really have a much better chance. But yeah, with all the injury, Lonzo is a major concern as well. I just want to quickly say, because he's had so many knee injuries since he's been in the league alone.
Already.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
so many. So that is a big concern, and I think they need to monitor that situation a lot, because as much as I like Lonzo, and if a guy is only as good as he is available, and if he's not available, he's useless, man.
That's
Exactly.
it, bro.
So yeah, that's it for these. There's still the Raptors and Sixers to finish off their game. So by the time this comes out, well, are they playing tonight?
Yeah,
Tonight.
Yeah.
but
so by the time it comes out, we'll
that-
know.
they could be
what's
done
going
or-
on.
I mean, I
we
need
could
to
be
need
into
to
another.
very quickly touch on that. What the heck have Philly let Raptors come into this for? No, I couldn't slide past this. I was meant to talk about this, bro. You're 3-0 up.
The
Like-
Dark
Embiid-
Rivers.
Like, finish the thing. Remember, I was cussing my brother last week about the Raptors. The guy was like, he came up to me, he was like, I told you, they're coming.
bro.
Yeah, like I say, Embiid tore ligament, James Harden shooting tour dates, Fireball can't play in
Away games.
away games. Maxi had a good run. Now he's starting to slow down. So I don't know what's going on right now. It's just they're just looking at.
You do know Toronto could have won 3 on the bounce if Embiid didn't make that game winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
I mean, already.
Yeah.
so boy, let's see what
He in
happens
trouble
there.
tonight.
I don't want to be disrespectful to all-time greats. Doc Rivers got his 100th playoff win, yeah, recently. You know, Steve Kerr has 80 playoff wins. He just got his 80th. Doc has been coaching a hell of a lot longer than Steve Kerr has. Obviously, Steve Kerr had inherited a team that went to the finals, 5 times in a row? Yeah, 5 times in a row, pretty much, innit? So I get where you get those wins from. However,
Yeah.
Doc, a lot of questions are being pointed at you, and he was
And he had a
getting
little rant as
super.
well.
He was getting super, rightfully so. He was getting defensive. You look at those teams you look at that Orlando team that I took to the finals. Dwight took that team to the finals, bro. I hear you, but Dwight took that team to the finals. He was referencing the Clippers 2015 meltdown in Houston, where bro we got. He let Josh Smith go off, bro. I was watching that game as a Clippers fan, like, yeah, bro, we're here. We've done it.
But
It's
he
calm.
was coming back slowly.
Bro.
You could see it. You're like,
Bro, Bro, it's embarrassing.
And wasn't you 3-1 up against, who was it?
We're 3-1 up against Houston as well.
Yeah.
3-1 up against Houston, blew that. Then, now let's talk about the bubble now. And he was saying, oh, it's the bubble, anything can happen. Big man. I'm comfortably going to say this, yeah. Doc Rivers robbed NBA fans of the Western Conference Finals. That was going to be one of the greatest ones we've ever seen. He robbed us of it. And it was getting teased all year, bro. All the Christmas games were good. All the Christmas games were good. The Christmas game that they played, bear in mind, the two LA teams played each other 4 times. Yeah. Every single matchup was good. I think we even split the season series 2-2. So you knew going into it, if we played each other in the Western Conference Finals, no one has home court advantage. Everything was, my whole thing was 7 games in Staples. Going seven games, both teams playing Staples, 7 games in Staples. If we were in the bubble, bro, I'm telling you, it would have been one of the greatest series of all time, and we got robbed of it. And I can blame Paul George for playing badly, but Paul George bounced back. Has Doc Rivers? Has Doc Rivers?
We still waiting.
So I'm just saying, Doc, bro, I appreciate what you did for the Clippers. I also dislike you strongly for what you did to the Clippers.
But you can't hold on to that sort of thing all your life.
Honestly.
If Philadelphia lose this series, Mike D'Antoni is 100% going to be the head coach in Philly next year.
Well, and then the Lakers going to be stuck with him.
Yeah.
I'll throw my head in the drain, bro.
Yeah, that's all for the East. So moving to the West.
West side.
Let's attack the West. So, what's
Golden State, bro?
Yes. So Golden State. Officially moving on. They are looking extremely dangerous.
They're looking very good.
They're looking really, really good.
Whereas at the start of the playoffs, we were saying that Phoenix were locks for the finals. Isn't it? Like I didn't. And what you didn't say that?
No, remember I told you from the beginning. I did think Golden State
and Suns were going to be
the last time.
I think I'll pick Golden State.
We did a prediction. I'm certain everyone said maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
I feel Golden State could nick it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix did.
Okay.
But it was so bent on the two, innit?
Okay,
That's it.
Yeah. I just think the Warriors said, cool, we're vets in it. We've been here many times before, innit?
You counted us out?
Jordan Poole, come for the ride, bro. Come for the ride. That's what he said to him.
Also, Steph Curry, man, what a great, coming off the bench and he's doing damage. Like,
damage.
No,
that game
imagine
where
now, cool. We're getting completely ripped apart by the starters. Mm-hmm. And then off the bench comes Steph.
Steph comes in to clap Austin Rivers' cheeks.
Fam, what?
Yo.
What?
And then we're stuck inside. Hey, Jordan, come back in here.
Hey, Clay, you want some too? Hey, Dre, you must get one little. Alright, done. Alright, cool. You lot are done. Wiggins, right?
Bro, Jokic was tapping out. Do you know what? Yeah, I commend.
He wasn't ready.
No, MVP, no.
I commend Nikola Jokic for showing up.
Yeah,
for bringing your team to the party, but without Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.,
you're not getting much from the team.
It couldn't have been competitive. I really respect them for not getting swept.
That's why.
And that was their mentality going into was it Game 4? Game 4.
Game 4.
Yeah, of course it was Game 4. What am I talking about?
But you know it was, yeah. I thought that game, Golden State were messing around, down 15, and they said
they almost won.
Let's turn it up, and they almost. You know what I mean? So I think they was playing around a bit. They should have swept, but they was playing around a bit. But obviously, had to commend. Jokic said, "Nah, we ain't getting swept."
No, we can't.
And was it Donnie? What's his name? Morris? Is it Monte Morris?
Monte Morris
balled out that game.
He did.
Someone
had to.
Yeah, and it's one of those where I was happy that he balled out, but I said this is never happen again.
It's not. That's what I'm saying.
This is never. This is what's jarring. But yeah, okay, cool. You ball out, but that ain't happening again.
And Draymond Green found out as well. I remember, it was so many things went wrong for the Warriors, or so many things went right for the Nuggets, and they only just won.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not convinced. And again, I appreciate that you made it as competitive as you could. I feel bad for Jokic. Next year I hope he comes back on a revenge tour and make sure Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray are ready, because I can imagine him winning the MVP again next year. I still think Embiid won it this year, but he was playing some great games, man.
Jokic, shout him out, man.
Yeah,
ridiculous season.
Yeah, he was. I know he had numerous 30-point games, multiple rebounds. It's just a shame he didn't have much help. And that's that one game where, what was it? Game 1 where Paul had 27.
Got 30, 29, and 27 in his first 3 games.
Yeah, was 27 first? Or was
27.
30
It was 30 first.
There was a game where Paul had 27. Curry, I think, had 26, and Klay Thompson had Paul had 27, Curry had 27, and Klay had 26. You're not beating that.
That's game 3.
You're not beating that at all.
Yeah, you're not.
That is too tough, man. That is far too.
It's way too tough.
And this is, if they do that against anyone, they're winning the game. There's not a single team in the league that can handle those guys basically combining for 90 points. You can't because they're not the only ones scoring as well. That's the problem. If it was just them and no one else was doing anything, fair enough, innit? But you've got those 3 doing whatever. Wiggins is still chipping in. I'm not saying that Draymond's doing a great deal in terms of scoring, but he's gonna have crazy amounts of assists, rebounds as well.
And
this is the thing
They have
as well,
other
man.
guys like Gary Payton.
Even Kuminga off the bench. This is a very scary team, and they're really putting everyone on notice right now that, listen, you man, I understand you lot were rooting for Phoenix, you were gas offenses, but you need us out
with Devin Booker injured right now as well.
He's could be coming.
Oh, the West is theirs. I said it beginning, and this Devin Booker thing's definitely pushed them. Like, there's, to me, even if Booker comes back, whether he'll be at the extent we need him to be to
and
make.
It's a hamstring as well.
That's what I
them
mean.
things linger.
Hamstring it's like a snake. It's in the grass and then it just comes out.
You're so fresh, bro. This guy's so
every single time we hear, man comes through with the Charlie Sloth buttons in it. Every single time it's sound effects.
They gotta watch out, dog.
No, you do, 100%.
Golden State, anyway, they're through. They're gonna be facing
Memphis, or the winner of Memphis and Minnesota.
Going on to because we've touched on Toronto and Sixers in terms of what's going on there. So now we can finish off on the West. So let's talk about Memphis and Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, cool. You lot might call me a hater, innit? You man can say I'm hating, all this stuff. I don't give a toss. But what's happening to Karl Anthony Towns as he's taunting and all that stuff, and then he's getting cooked and losing? I am here for it.
Do you know you taught him that?
I am here for it. We know, Mr. Throw your shirt in the crowd of a play and win. I am here. I can't lie. I am here to see Cat lose and cry. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I hope I hope Memphis closes out in Game 6, bro. I am here for it.
The thing is, and
they be blowing leads.
I'm in support of what you're saying. So Cat had a bad playing game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then his first 3 games after that weren't great. I know they weren't.
Yeah,
the last 2 games, Cat has been playing well. You know.
Yeah, he's been playing well and still get silenced.
Now he got 29 in game 1.
He's out hit the fingers, yeah.
15, then 8.
What was it? There was up
33, 28.
I think there was up 92 to 79, and he made a shot, and he's there going all that stuff, jogging back. Big man, there's still about like 6-7 minutes left to go.
Talking on the bench about see what happens when you come to our house now.
Yeah,
But he don't really said that. There was no conviction. We Minnesota now. It wasn't like, you know, when the man goes, "Yo, we here," like we Minnesota.
What I love about John
There
Morant
was-
is like he
We ain't ducking no smoke.
like John Morant has been a bit dookie this series. Yeah, he hasn't been John Morant. He's been all right. He had a triple-double last game, I believe, or was it a near triple-double?
Nah. He had a triple double in game 2.
Game 2, yeah. So he hasn't been as in terms of explosive,
Game
in terms
2,
of offensively,
Game 3.
but he's still
Yesterday he was 9 assists.
yeah.
So it was
So
just off.
the thing is, yeah, not to
damn.
say that John Morant has been bad, yeah. He hasn't been as jar as he usually is, but he's making timely buckets where it's the 4th, and he's making these crazy layups. He's doing these post
game winners.
Yeah, he's doing.
Yeah.
He's making time, and that's where it counts. Yeah, cool. Even if he's on like 13, 14 points, but if he finishes, if the last 2 buckets are the buckets that separate them and win them the game.
That's all anyone cares
Now
about.
he's
that's
averaging
all it is.
22.4. He's got 32 in the first game, 23. He had 16, then 11, then 30.
But look, as much as his points may not be as many, his
Yeah, but he's
timing.
He's
no,
distributing.
but
he's that,
bro,
yeah,
his series average is 22.4,
2.4.
10.4, and 8.8.
That's really good. That's
Of course
James,
it is, man.
That's James Harden numbers.
These are the numbers that people were hoping that one day Lonzo Ball would be able to achieve. These are mellowable.
Yeah.
Bruv, these are winning numbers though, innit? And the fact that he is making more. Memphis, the rest of them boys are ready. Like they're
ready.
They're very
go.
locked in.
My dog, roll dog.
Bro, they're real dog.
They're ready to go.
Jar said one more game and you get the gritty again. They ain't grittying until they get one more win, bro. And I'm convinced they're gonna. I think this will be the one. Game 6 will be the one. They don't want it to go back to Memphis. Not because I don't think they'll be able to close it out, but because it's a lot, man. It's draining.
A game where anything can happen.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of like, if you make the wrong decision.
And the thing is, it's the ones where, like, some games where like has the Grizzlies they haven't blown them out proper. Have they?
I mean, it's been
relatively. And the thing is,
no, it was game 2 they battered.
Game 2,
yeah,
it was
but
battering,
after that, every game has been close, and it's always been like the Wolves they've been leading, they've been blowing leads after leads after leads, fam.
I mean, it's back-to-back game winners, if I'm right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
and with these two teams, I wouldn't even say they're so far apart in terms of talent. Like you've got John Morant, you've got Desmond Bain, you've got Jaren Jackson Jr., who are like the best 3 players on their team. Then you look at Minnesota, and they have Anthony Edwards, Carl Anthony Towns, and D'Lo. Like, bro, they both teams have talent. Both teams have like established players who are probably their future players. I used to think it was Cat, but right now Anthony Edwards is
by far.
Yeah, but the thing is, Cat and D'Lo have been in the league way too long to be.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
these men are vets. These men are vets.
I've got less smoke for Cat than I have for D'Lo. D'Lo has been embarrassing me in this series.
He's been absolutely piss poor
since that playing game.
Yeah, like so after the playing game and it's really like because D'Lo in Golden State, like we see, okay, he's doing all right. Like I just don't understand what is going on. I think the thing where because Anthony Edwards is kind of surging, I don't know if he's taking a step back, but you gotta also be just as aggressive because you're gonna create more of a chance to win when it's you, D'Lo, with Edwards, with Cat, like 3 of you doing it because Jaren Jackson, John Morant, Desmond Baines, they're going at it. Dylan Brooks going at it. Like,
let me drop you some numbers in it.
Brandon Clark as well. He's really showing his worth. He's doing a lot. Like
good point actually.
He's hustling. He's really and the hustle that he's doing. Like even that when he when they took the lead, I think it was the shot went up, rebound, cool. Brandon Clark went up, tapped out to John Morant, hit the free.
Big play.
So you can see that Clark is like, I don't care. I can't finish it. I have to leave everything out there. So we have to. I'm giving Brandon Clark, giving him props because he's doing these things. And Desmond Bain is just he's hitting these like kind of daggery threes where, all right, cool. Wolves they're going on a bit of a run. Desmond Bain goes, all right, cool. F that. Let me turn it up. Boom. Hits a free. Bam. Hits another free. Boom. Inside. Like he's like he puts a dagger in Minnesota's heart and it's like, and then it gets and Minnesota get going. There's a lot of these stints where they just can't score.
Bro, I spoke to my dad about this because I was like, he was telling me how it's good that there's so many coaches that used to coach in the BBL that are currently in the NBA. You got Nick Nurse in Toronto, and you got Minnesota's head coach Chris Finch.
Oh yes.
But Chris Finch is making us look stupid out here, bro. I'm sorry, but it has to be said to allow Memphis to go on a 21-0 run and not call a single timeout.
Timeout. Come on, man.
You've been smoking the maddest, bro. The maddest. Because at what level do you see your team have absolutely no answer? It's not even the 21 points that you allowed them to score with no timeout. It's the fact that your team didn't score one time. You didn't say, let me take a timeout. Let me
just stop this and refresh.
Stop.
And think.
As I say, stop the bleeding, bro.
21 and really? Once they've gotten to like 13, 14, 16, timeout, beep, beep, beep.
And I think in the same game they gave up another 16-0 run, no timeout again. Like I think,
Chris, man.
Everybody hates
word.
Chris.
No, but it's and shout out to him for getting like a long-term deal. I think it's great for you. It's great for Minnesota because outside of that, I thought you've done well this year. But watching that alone, I'm concerned just because you've got young players with not a young coach, but in terms of NBA, you're a young coach. You know, you're an assistant coach and got promoted to a head coach kind of thing. Minnesota are in trouble though. I think Anthony Edwards is due a very big game. So there's still there is still a chance this goes to 7.
Yeah, he'll do a big game, but Listen,
I just need Ja to close this out.
Memphis, Ja,
I need to close it out.
Close this out because you're gonna get whipped by Golden State anyway. But close this.
Nah,
You say what?
That's
okay,
strong.
Well, I said Golden State.
Bear in mind, Golden State were not fortunate enough, but Golden State got given a gift in playing a team that were missing
for them to go against Memphis
two of their
anyway,
best three
who's
players.
Also gonna shoot. Like
Memphis can shoot, not just like Golden State, but they
can
attempt a lot of threes.
Yes, so
they
can keep themselves in the game.
They're actually a higher scoring team than Golden State of
Exactly.
the regular
Yeah,
season.
But like Ja close this series out, so please, because I've got tweets in the draft for Cat. What I've got hella tweets.
Yeah.
Everyone on the Wolves, even Chris, everyone on the Wolves is getting it besides Anthony Edwards. That's the only person who's safe. Outside of him, everyone is getting.
D'Lo's averaging 13 points, shooting 32% from the
I
field.
don't even want to hear about this guy. He's been in the league way too long to be, and especially after what's happened with what he done at the Nets, you saw what kind of player he could be.
And that was when he was young as well.
Yeah,
man.
and he was young, and now like, come on, you've matured. What's going on now, man? Like,
He's just not been a factor, man.
Joyce, when you keep chilling with that soft you in Carney Town, that's what happens. You get soft.
Don't kill me.
Now look at him.
He's got 20 points once in the series.
D's at his lowest point.
Oh, come on, pause.
It's the overload man bringing it back. No, but D'Lo is. Yeah, he's. I don't know what's going on, man. He's just a shambles.
If Minnesota can, like, if Minnesota come out in Game 6 and they're hot and they get out to a big lead, it's really just up to them to take it to 7, really, because if one, they've been blowing leads. 2, there's been times where they've just looked like they have no idea what's going on out there. And Memphis, Taylor Jenkins has been playing a smart game plan where he's attacking them, but he's making sure Ja Morant isn't being overly one-dimensional in his game, and that's why I think he's having this 22 10 and 8.
He's a very it's spread out, like it's a very balanced game,
mad balance, and
it's nice to see. It's nice.
Ja went crazy in the last game. First of all, to have, was it 30 10 and 8 or 30 10 and 9 or something like that?
I'll triple check.
But
that posterizer.
Whoa.
So
it was on Malik Beasley, right?
It was 30,
Send that
13
nigga
and
back
9.
to jail.
That's fucked.
He actually was in jail as well.
That's why I said that's fucked.
The thing is, no, I mean, you know, I like to run agendas and stuff like that, but you know, Michael Jordan's number 2 allowed his babes to cheat on him with not only Future, but Malik Beasley was getting peace as well. Yeah, and now we're not even talking about NBA starters out here, innit? We're talking about NBA, you know, guys who come up off the bench, and I think Ja might have, you know, been paid by Scotty to do that, because that was straight assassination. But like the way first of all, I don't know what
You're a wild boy.
Nah, bro,
You wowed.
the same zoot that we said Chris Finch is smoking to allow them to give it 21-0 run. He must have passed it to Malik Beasley, because what were you trying to do?
I have no idea.
What were you trying to do, bro? Because everyone saw what Ja tried to do to Kevin Love. Everyone saw what he tried to do to Kevin Love.
Everyone saw what Ja tries to do to everyone. He doesn't
clear,
care.
man. Just let him go.
You don't care.
And Ja, I respect the fact that you tried to contest, but contest it. Like, jump at him. Don't just stand there and try to take a charge, bro. Because as he showed, he can jump over you, and he can embarrass you. And I promise you now, when people say Malik Beasley, it's gonna be like Brandon Knight. When you say Brandon Knight, what do you think about DeAndre Jordan?
Yeah.
The same thing. It's gonna be the same thing. You say Malik Beasley, 1, I'm thinking about Scottie Pippen and Larsa Pippen, but 2, I'm thinking about Ja Morant, because in my head when I saw it, I was like, that can't be real. That can't be real, because it's not even the fact that it's the aggression, bro. Like when he tried to assault the rim. Pause. I had to pause that one. He tried to assault the basket, but not even just that, bro. It's the wind up, man. You think this was some you think he was Naruto with a Rasengan, the way he had that, pulled his arm all the way back, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It looks do you know what's mad? As the ball's going back,
Yeah.
all his teammates going, yeah. That's a shadow clone.
Charging out. Nah, it's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo.
Malik, you gotta hold that one, boy.
Hold that.
You gotta hold that one. But yeah, that's it's like I said, we picked that was gonna be our favorite series, and it's going to.
It's been a good series.
Yeah,
I wish.
It's one of the most like this is one like when I've watched the games, I haven't fallen asleep. Other games have fallen asleep. Like
I wish the entertainment factor wasn't down to inexperience though.
yeah,
You know, like a lot of the reason this series has been exciting is because 21-0, like 21-point leads have been
Blown.
blown kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or just poor decision making and stuff like that. But yeah, 100%. Ja Morant is definitely box office. He's making this very exciting.
Yeah.
The rest of his team as well.
Yeah, man, I like that team as a collective, and I hope they do go forward to face Golden State. Let's touch on Dallas and Utah. Dallas are leading 3-2.
Jeez,
One more game to go. Bronson giving them work. Like the only good thing Rudy Gobert has done is that flipping wide open, easy lob game winner. Like bloody hell, anyone could do that. All right, ooh, you're 7 feet and you got a lob. Like, deep it, you're 7 feet. You got a wide open lob.
I think it's like 7-2 or 7-1.
Either way, that one, like, alright, cool. Don't even get gassed. You done what you're supposed to do. Just real quickly as well. What's also funny is the way Karl Anthony Towns really tried to channel some type of moving him out. Like, I just tried to go in hard and the job's not finished. Yeah, it's not finished because you done. I just got to touch on that one there. I'm so ready to grill Karl Anthony Towns. Don't worry. But yeah,
Rudy Gobert.
I just, you know what, I feel sorry for obviously Donovan Mitchell and that, but I'm sorry, I just don't want to see you guys play any more basketball, man. I really don't. Like, I don't mind watching, you know, you're doing your favorite thing, but the rest, I just don't want to see your team play basketball no more, man. Like, it's just a repeat every single year. Like,
this will be, in my opinion, this will be worse than them blowing. No, it's not. I was about to cap and say it's worse than them blowing the lead to the Clippers, but it is just because as much as Dallas were the higher seed, Utah should have won both of those first two games convincingly.
Yeah,
no problem. And the fact that they gave up in the 3 games they played, that Dallas played without Luka Doncic, Utah lost 2 of them.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Like Bronson.
That is insane.
I said Bronson Doncic.
And again, I'm not trying to discredit Jalen Brunson and the Dallas Mavericks, but I'm not saying they thought they were going to lose. However, they knew exactly what they needed to do to win that game.
Yeah.
And I think Utah really need to assess what they're doing moving forward.
Like Trae Young and the Hawks, Utah got to do the same thing.
Utah in the worst position though. The reason that you can look at a Trae Young and the Hawks situation is you've seen what Trae Young can do with limited help. So you can look at that and be like, Trae can go to the front office, listen, had a bad series, they did me well, but this is what I did last year, get me what I need and we can get back there. Utah, on the other hand, all we've ever seen is this team that was top 1, 2, 3, 4 every regular season.
And nobody rated them.
And everyone knows it comes postseason. There's nothing to worry about.
No one rates them, and they're always getting upset. Nobody rates us. Like, even when was it the All-Star where
they got picked last.
No one rates the day. You're making all this noise. Yeah.
This is why.
And you're getting smacked in the mouth. Like, it's not even necessarily. Donovan Mitchell's just catching stray bullets because he's doing his thing, but everyone else is getting shot, bro.
He could go somewhere else, and I think it would be so much better for him. Like, in
I don't
terms
see
of
nobody wants to go and play for that franchise, bro.